בחוקת הגוי, אשר אני משלח מפניכם, כי את כל אלה עשו, ואקוץ בם, ואומר לכם, אתם תירשו את אדמתם, ואני אתננה לכם לרשת אותה ארץ זבת חלב ודבש. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הבדלתי אתכם מן העמים.
Rabbi Silverman had left, and we had a new rabbi, Rabbi Carlin. And I was coming in every morning to say Kaddish, and I'd come in the door, and I'd come down the stairs, and some of the men would come out and look, and as soon as they saw it was a woman who wasn't counted, it was like, oh, Rosalie's here. And that made me feel really, really uncomfortable. I walked in one day, and I came down, and I wear a tallit, and I came into shul, and I put my tallis on, and there was a gentleman across from me in the pew, and he looked at me and said, "Oh my God, are you going to be coming in tomorrow with tefillin?" in a very discouraging way. And that really brought tears to my eyes, but I'm a controlled person, and I didn't say anything to him. And I felt really badly. As I said, it was very important to me to say Kaddish for my mom. Since I was the only child who could, and since my father wasn't at the time an observant person, I felt I wanted to take on that responsibility. I left the service after that feeling horrible, and I came home, and of course as soon as I got into the car, I really was crying, and I walked into the house, and I phoned my friend who was the vice president, I think at the time, Barry Foster, or maybe he was president, I can't remember. And I just let him have it. I just really cried and told him how I felt, and he suggested to me, "You've got to call him right now and tell him exactly how you feel." And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? He's right. So I called this man, and I said to him, "It's Rosalie Gaff, and I just really need to tell you something. You really, really hurt my feelings this morning." And I said, "You know, I come to shul every morning to daven, and you're here, and I really respect you. I respect the way you daven. I like to hear you daven. It comforts me to come into synagogue." And I said, I'm the only one in my family who can take on this responsibility. And I did think about it. And I felt if I didn't take on this responsibility, who was going to set an example for my own children? And I said, and he really listened, and it really hit home. And he apologized to me. And he said, "I knew as soon as I said it, I shouldn't have said it." He was glad that I called him, and please accept his apology. And the next morning when I came into synagogue, he was very respectful. And of course, I was invited to go to the Minyan coffee after at Tim Hortons, and we struck up this sort of friendship. One day I got a call in the spring, and it was one of I can't remember who it was, but they said, "Make sure you're at Minyan tomorrow." And I said, "Well, I'm coming. I come to Minyan every morning, or I try to get there." And I came in, and we were davening, and I think it was Matt Schmerling at the time came up, and he said, "You have an aliyah this morning." And I said, "I do?" And he said, "Yes, you do." And they gave me the aliyah, and I was quite honored and thrilled beyond measure. It just meant so much to me that I could not only say Kaddish for my mom, but be accepted in that way. And I've never forgotten that moment.
One of the things, when I came back as co-president for the better part of a year, one of the things we did is we pushed Rabbi Biller to get it done. And he did it. And for that, I'm thankful for Rabbi Biller. He moved our congregation forward. The idea of that women have equal rights in the congregation, as well as certain responsibilities, same as men, is wonderful.